Hey guys, welcome to Huddle Adventures. Laura's not with me right now. I'm at work on my lunch break. I just thought I'd check in real quick. I want to welcome all the new subscribers to our YouTube channel, all our new followers on our Facebook page, and our new followers on our Instagram account. We are also Huddle Adventures on both of those, Facebook and Instagram. So if you know us from here but don't know us on those other social media platforms, please follow us on all of them. Yesterday, we put a post up after being contacted by a couple followers and followers. Laura calls you guys the Huddle Bunch. So just so you know, you got a name already. And you guys are going to be the OGs since you're here from the very beginning. With that said, yesterday, we put a post up about group cruise, not a group cruise. We're basically inviting any of you guys that follow us, if you're interested in going on any of the cruises we have booked, feel free, book, and let us know you're coming. That way we can, look for you on the ship. We'd love to hang out with you guys. We've had a couple friends ask us if they were okay with us doing that. We're like, yes, definitely. That's why we share our cruise information. If you go onto the Cruise Shipmate app, which you can get from the App Store if you don't have it already, it's great for avid cruisers. It's everything cruising. It's like Facebook for cruisers. We are Huddle Adventure, one word, no S on the end, Huddle Adventure on that app. And if you go there and you send us a Shipmate friend request, you'll get to see all of our cruises we have booked. And you can, and when you click on the cruise, it will show you the itinerary, all the different stops. So on Facebook yesterday, I put kind of a long post up, and I list all our cruise dates and the cruise ports where they're sailing out of. So you guys, if you're interested in looking at any of those, what we feel it would probably benefit the people that we consider cruise curious. They've never been on a cruise. They've thought about going on a cruise. Maybe they've wanted to go on a cruise for a long time. They're intimidated because it's confusing. What cruise line do you sail with? Laura and I, when I first met Laura, when I first started talking to Laura, she'd already been on, I think, 7 cruises, all with Royal Caribbean. So after we started dating and we got together, we got married, she talked me into going on a cruise. And I was kind of, not really excited about the idea of going on a cruise. I used to joke around and call them just a floating buffet. I just thought, it's Ponderosa in the ocean, if you guys know what Ponderosa is. Anyways, I was wrong. So I went on my first cruise in 2017. Laura was my guide, and we took all of our kids. Our kids are all cruise fans now, and we really enjoyed ourselves. And after that, I was hooked. I wanted to go on as many cruises as we could. The only problem was one of our cruise, our ports that we stopped at was Key West. And in Key West, we had such a great time. We ended up going on 2 more Key West vacations, just straight to Key West. And we put the cruising off for 2 years. And we went on our second cruise in 2019 with Royal Caribbean again. Why Royal Caribbean? Well, we'd heard all the nightmare stories about how Carnival was just a big party cruise line, and frat guys throwing up in the hot tubs and all kinds of stuff like that. And I guess they earned that reputation back in the 80s and maybe the 90s. I'm not really sure, but at some point they changed that. It's not like that anymore. So when we got ready to book our next cruise in 2020, we picked Royal Caribbean. We picked Carnival after being with Royal Caribbean. Because we actually realized Carnival had a lot of really cool ports they sailed out of, and they had more ships than Royal. And when you have more ships and more ports, it just gives you more options for sailing. So that cruise obviously got canceled because of COVID. And last week was our first official Carnival cruise, and we were very happy that we went on that cruise. We really enjoyed it. Highly recommend Carnival. It was great. An excellent, experience. It was more of a party atmosphere than Royal Caribbean, more festive, I guess I would call it. I didn't, you know, we didn't witness any like crazy partying or anything like that any more than you'd see on Royal. It seemed like the guests are more friendly with each other. They interact with each other more. There's, you know, all the sail away parties on the deck, the line dancing, all that stuff. It just seems really, really festive and fun, and we really enjoyed ourselves. So my point is, I had Laura when I started sailing. Laura knew everything. Well, we're going to go to the terminal, we're going to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. And she knew the whole process, which made getting into cruising very easy for me. So the way I'm looking at it, if we can help new cruise curious people book cruises, you know, by saying, hey, we already did the homework, we picked these ports, we picked this cruise line, we picked this ship, because it's just more, it's not only the cruise line, guys. You got to pick the ship and the itinerary and the port you're sailing out of. All those things all factor in, so it can be confusing. I don't think there's a bad cruise line. I'm gonna go right out on the line and say that right now. Some people are thinking I'm down on Royal Caribbean. I'm not. I think Royal Caribbean's great. Royal Caribbean and Carnival are very similar. We're just right now we're really invested in the Carnival. We've booked, I believe, 12 total cruises. 10, one we already took. 10 of those 12 are with Carnival, and 2 are with Norwegian. The Norwegian cruise, we booked a group cruise with a bunch of vloggers that we follow for January of 2023. And they're doing it on a Norwegian ship, the Breakaway. We thought, great. And they're doing it's an actual group cruise where you get group cruise rates. And that's one of our cruises you guys could go on if you want and take advantage of the group cruise rate. The Breakaway is sailing out of New Orleans. It's a 7-day Western Caribbean cruise. And that's the other thing, guys. You'll see Western Caribbean, Eastern, Southern, and you might think, oh, they're all the same. No, there's so many different countries and different itineraries where ships will stop at this one and that one and that one, but not this other one. And then the next line will stop at that one, but not the other one. And then the cruise lines have their own private islands that are exclusive to them. So there's a lot to learn about this. So all I'm asking you guys to do is, if you're interested, go over to our Facebook page, take a look at that post, go on the Cruise Shipmate app, and you can get more detailed information. I couldn't post everything about the cruises. You can also go on the Carnival Hub app or the Carnival app or Carnival website and look up the dates and the cruise destinations and the ships, and you can get the exact itinerary where these cruises are all stopping at. Or you can just send us a message, let me know, and you know, I can email you that information, whatever, you know. So we're just trying to encourage cruising, and you know, hopefully, you know, we'd like to make some friends in the process. And you know, it seems like the cruising community is pretty tight knit, and you know, we're glad to be part of it. And once again, we thank you guys that have told us that our videos have helped you, because I've told you guys earlier, we're going to teach you from some of our mistakes. Like, we didn't mention our cab ride from the Orlando airport to Port Canaveral to our hotel. We got in late, and we're very impatient, and we put a high premium on our time. So we're not the best people to take financial advice from, because when it comes down to our time, Laura and I are willing to pay extra to have less headache and get to things quicker, and just for convenience. So we ended up paying $140 for a cab ride from the airport to our hotel. We laughed it off. You know, some people would be mad about that. Oh my goodness, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you wait for Uber? You know how we did it, guys? We came out of the airport, we looked, there was a taxi stand, and we strolled right up to it and got in it. They take advantage of us? Probably. Do I care? No. Does Laura care? No. It's just part of how we flow. We kind of do things like that. So, but you might not want to do that, but we did. So there's little things like that. Our luggage, okay, coming back, we flew Frontier back, which we've never flown Frontier before, and we were looking at their bag limitations. We ended up overloading one of our suitcases. They weighed it. It was 58 pounds. I looked at her. She looked at me. I'm like, oh, what are we supposed to do? Throw stuff away? How are we supposed to lighten the load? And then the kid goes, well, the young man, I caught everybody in their 20s, the kid, he says, well, you pay $75 extra and you can take it at 58 pounds. I'm like, pay the man. So we paid $75 extra rather than throwing away probably $200 in Vans. I'm sure it was my Vans. I've got a Vans addiction, guys. The Vans shoes. It's probably those suckers are heavy. Who knows? But what are going to throw away $200 worth of clothing and stuff out of your suitcase to save $75? For us, that was a no-brainer. So again, those are things that, you know, travel mistakes that you're going to see. We'll own right up to it. We laugh it off. We laugh about everything. We find the humor in life. Life is a gift, guys. My father passed away when he was 53. He had a massive heart attack and died. Laura's father passed away when he was 48. Both of us look at life as it's not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Now, we are saving aggressively towards our retirement, but we also want to travel as much as we can right now. We've been together a total about 5.5 years. We grew up in the same neighborhood, have known each other since like elementary school, middle school, but never formally met each other until later in life. We were actually friends on Facebook from like 2009, before they had Facebook groups. All the old kids from the neighborhood became friends on Facebook. So my exposure to Laura was just the different dealings, her family, her birthday, you know, how you do on Facebook. Happy birthday to all your friends. God, what an obligation that is. The more friends you got, the more, and you feel bad when you miss someone's birthday. But anyways, we would do that, and we never even spoke. I ended up getting divorced. She ended up getting divorced, and at some point after that, we ended up talking and became friends. She was in Florida. I was in Michigan. I thought, I'm never getting married again. I'll probably never date again. I have no interest in anything like that. We became friends through Facebook and ended up talking, and then just realized we were perfect together. And it was scary as it was, that's how we ended up getting together. And so we've been together. We got married after dating for like a year. So our relationship moved fast, and now January will be 5 years that we've been married. And, you know, when you're, you know, we met in our 40s, so, you know, I'm 52 now. So, you know, our time is limited. You know, we don't have the luxury of waiting for tomorrow. You know, tomorrow is now for us. So we're living the best life we can now, and we are planning for the future. But, you know, again, the future's not guaranteed, guys. So that's why traveling is so important to us. And we do truly look at our lives together as an adventure, and we feel blessed that we have the kind of relationship we thought wasn't real. When we would see we both talked about this when we first started becoming friends, we see these couples like online. It's like, oh, I love them so much, and she loves me so much, and we're like, oh my God, they make me want to throw up, you know? We're like that. But we don't brag about it or carry on about it, because we know most people are cynical and don't believe it could be true. So that's our lives, guys. So we're just trying to have the best life we can. And while in the middle of doing all that traveling, we kept checking travel vlogs and learning all these tips and tricks, and, you know, seeing all these great produced videos and edited, and everything's spliced together and real neat and professional looking, and the information is just great. But you rarely ever see any of those guys making mistakes or doing dumb stuff like $140 taxi rides and $75 extra surcharge on their luggage like us. So, or hair stuck to their shirt while they're talking to you from the balcony of the Magic. Laura's hair gets all over me, man. So anyways, just letting you guys know, that's our little history, how we've been together, and that's why we look at things a little differently than some other people do. We both lost our fathers early on, and I am almost the age my dad was when he passed away, and Laura's actually older than her dad was when he passed away. So it's a surreal feeling to know that those guys, their lives ended so early. And with that said, I didn't mean to become Debbie Downer on you guys, but just trying to let you get a feel for what we're all about. I had a person tell me that they believe we're really authentic, and they like us because we seem to be very real and authentic, and we are. We don't put on airs. We don't try to act differently than we are in real life. So with that said, guys, if you want to go cruising, you ever been on a cruise before, and feel free to book one of ours. You want to hang out with us, have a couple drinks, go on an excursion, whatever, grab dinner, that's cool. You don't want to hang out with us at all, that's cool. We don't want anyone to feel obligated that they have to hang out with us. But like I said, we'd love to meet you, and we'd love to get you introduced to cruising. And you guys that are already cruising and just don't have anything in mind, you like anything we got booked, book it. We'd like to learn from you too. So we are not the authority on anything. So with that said, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to talking to you guys more. And I promise you, I will have Laura back on here because I think she's a fan favorite, not me. Kind of sad, but you got to accept your limitations. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again. Bye.